And we are back. Grand Risers, everybody. Grand Risers. So, thank you again for joining me for Monday, November 24th, episode 23. Everybody, it is a pleasure. It is to be here, but more so, it is a blessing to be here because I've maintained this show running almost 6 years. Yep, almost 6 years. In August 24th of 2026 will make complete 6 years that this show has been running. And there has been a lot of changes to the show. A lot of changes. Things I couldn't go past. You know what I'm saying? If I could have, I would have. But some things I didn't want to go past, and some things I didn't need to go past, put it that way, because that's what's been keeping me afloat. I thank God each and every waking moment of my life because God has kept me and maintained me more so than anything. So, and I say that, oh, wait a minute. I say that totally. God has kept me more so than anything. Um, it cost. I streamed this show through StreamYard. That's it started out at free. It started out free, but then you could only use so much uh in a month, I think it was. And so I ended up having to pay for it after that first week, I think it was. I ended up having to start paying for StreamYard, but it was okay. It was like $20, uh 2019, was it $20 a month then? And that was in 2020, COVID year. And then it went up to $25 a month. And I continue to keep StreamYard. People were telling me, girl, let go of StreamYard. Let go of StreamYard. Do just go on live from Facebook and nah. But to do certain things like that, you have to have a certain amount of numbers of followers and all that kind of stuff. Facebook was the worst. I thought they needed you had to have 10,000 followers. I'm like, it was like the only people they was gonna let do it were people like movie stars or something. 10,000 followers right off the bat. Come on now. But, you try to get started. That was in 2020. Here we have fully transformed, cohabitated, and what's the word I'm looking for? Into a whole nother stratosphere. And now the stratosphere is saying that, oh, the streaming is still being used. This is 5 years later, right? Uh, Facebook has changed a few of their things, but they've been brought under attack as well. I ain't gonna say under attack because they were guilty uh, about how they dwindle down on, they're not getting, and they still aren't. They still aren't. It's people that still are not seeing my show, and I know I'm public, but that's Facebook. So I'm not controlling the algorithm. They are. And I wish that they would stop controlling algorithms and let people's stuff float where it needs, just let it float where whoever can see it. Because my show is also streamed and it's also seen live over in Europe. I have people in the UK that are watching my show. And you might not even see that they're watching the show, but they're watching the show. Yep. And because I communicate with these people. From time to time, I communicate, but I say them out every 3 months, every 3 to 4 months. I hit them up. Hey, how's it going? You've been watching the show? I've been watching the show. They like, I've been watching the show. Oh, the one you did with such and such was really good. I really like that. And and that's how I know they're watching it. My friend, Rashri, she's over in Dubai. Rashri watches the show. And I know she watches the show because I see her sometimes when she hits it later. And like she might, right, like now, they're like 6 hours ahead of us. So she's busy now. The day has gotten started for her. They're 6 hours ahead of us. They'll have tomorrow before we will. So, she's busy. No, UK is 6 hours ahead of us. I'm sorry. UK is 6 hours ahead. I think Dubai is 6 hours, 6 or 8. hours ahead of us. But the UK is 6 hours ahead of us. When she was in the UK, she was watching. Sometimes she was watching it live, you know, and Fegs was too. But there, that 6 hours makes a difference, because in the morning, when I was doing my show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and in the mornings, the show, it's early still over there. So if I'm doing it at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon over in Europe. They're ahead of us, and so they were watching it as well. Grand risings to you, Angela. Grand risings, and so they were watching it as well. And sometimes Fegs and all of them were watching it. Drew, all of them was watching my show. As a matter of fact, I got to reach out to Drew, because Drew has been doing some phenomenal new work lately, because I've been keeping up with Drew too. I keep up with him. Fegs also has new music out, so I definitely want to bring Fegs back onto the show. The only thing about it, like I was saying, is that their time frame is different from mine, and so trying to get them on the show as interviews and stuff is a little different, especially if I have to do it on a Wednesday night, because Wednesday night, 7 o'clock my time, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning their time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I don't know they ain't gonna be on there doing no show. Fegs might, depends on what Fegs has to do, but I know Drew is a married man, and I don't know if Fegs is married now or what. I ain't talked to Fegs actually in about 8 months. 8 months that's the last time I hit no, it's been almost a year actually since I've reached out to Fegs. But I want to bring these guys back onto the show, because things have changed. There's been a major change, a major shift. Let me take y'all back through the shift. There's been a major shift on things, and I say that and mean that, because that shift is actually real. I have been looking for the form that I had about the shift, and I don't know what I did with that form. I went through every paper, every book. I'm like, what did I do with it? I even went, you know what I did not go through? My file cabinet. It might be in my file cabinet. That's what I didn't go through. So I'll go through that one day. But this week, I ain't gonna do none of that research, looking for stuff, because I am cooking a big Thanksgiving dinner. I'm cooking an original Thanksgiving dinner. Everything is original, but everything will be more wholesome. I have organic flour, organic cornmeal. I'm using all good stuff. Bob's Red Meal. You know what I'm saying? That's some good stuff. It's expensive too. I have an organic turkey. Range-free turkey. I bought a spiral ham, and I bought it because I don't know what other people eat and how they eat. But if I ate a piece of that ham, which I probably might taste one piece of it, because I ain't never really been that crazy about ham. But if my dad cooked them back in the day when I was a kid, I would eat ham. But now the ham, it just, But anyway, I bought a ham. Yep. Y'all saying, what? Not you bought a ham. Yes, I bought a ham. Now, I also have my detox stuff upstairs. I was talking to Turk the other day. Y'all remember Turk, right? My co-host. I was telling Randall just yesterday, actually. I said, Randall, I have my detox and stuff, because Randall was saying he said after the holiday, because he wants to eat something. He said, but I am getting ready to stop. I'm getting off of meat. I was like, sometimes we have to go through the holiday without the meat, because like he's breaking. He keeps breaking what his intentions for his weight loss and all that, and his healthness. And so I've done this several times. These fasts and all this several times. It ain't hard for me. It ain't hard for me. I can eat nuts every day. I can eat nuts every day. I don't need cooked food every day. I can eat raw. I can do raw. I'll do a raw 3-day or a raw 5-day fast, like, all raw food like salads, nuts. Yeah. For that, yeah, I can do that. I don't have no problem with it. I juice. In fact, I'm going to be juicing some celery. And so I'll do all that. But some people don't have that stamina you know, especially when they've not ever done it. One of the first, a few things that need to take place if you're going to fast, and we're not going to talk about fast as long, but I just wanted to go into this earlier part of the show, because the latter part of the show will be about what grandmas were. Baby, y'all got to hear this. Bam, baby. So I have if you've never done fasting and just like a you fasting from it's not like you're not going to eat. Okay, there are several types of ways to fast. And I'm speaking on this today, Monday, November 24th, because here we are right here at Thanksgiving. It's coming up on Thursday, right? Holiday for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, everybody comes together for Thanksgiving and have dinners, and beautiful dinners and wonderful food. And I'm cooking a wonderful meal. And I've invited numerous people over. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. Guess what? I'm here. That's what matters. The Spirit of the Lord is here. The Spirit of the Lord is here. I can feel it in the atmosphere. The Spirit of the Lord is here. Yes. So I'm here and the Spirit of the Lord is here. So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I sent the invitations out. I told people. I've even created an invitation, a cute little invitation with all the dishes, all the stuff I'm fixing. I'm fixing everything. And I'm going to have macaroni and cheese. That too. And I'm going to have dressing. Well, y'all know I love this dressing. So I get dressing all day long. But ain't nothing in my dressing anyway. But I mean my vegetable stuff, but I don't use, like, I posted something about the lady fixing dressing, and she put all the chicken in it and crackers and everything. I said, and she called the dressing. I said, Lord bless her heart. But anyway, yeah, bless her heart. She just saw something online, and she went and said, let me put some difference to it so people don't say I'm stealing from Black people, their recipes. But that's what really it took place. But I mean, she was a white woman and she was trying to make dress. I was like, okay, I don't think I'm eating none of that. No, don't even want to taste it. But I said, bless her heart, she need to Google a little bit more on YouTube. Maybe she'll find a real dressing recipe. Because I don't know what that was. She was creating a catastrophe. But anyway, back to the lecture at hand. So a lot of people, when they're trying to lose weight or get better and better health and better shape, health shape, they, fasting is not just about, there's so many methods of fasting. First of all, there's so many methods of fasting. So you don't have to fast and not eat. And I'm just drinking water all day. That's a means of fasting too, where people just drink water and they don't eat. They just drink water. It's like, and they don't drink water just to be drinking water every day, all day long. They drink water at a certain time of the day, and that's it. And then they manage the entire day. And I think like every hour, on the hour, they have a cup of water, or either 2 cups of water, and that's it. But they'll drink like 16 or 20 ounces of water with lemon in it to purify it, flush their body, and all that kind of stuff. So that's another way of fasting. And you're always in prayer, always. And then, but when people like have never really truly fasted from stuff, it's hard to break away from your habits, especially during this time of the season. Sometimes you have to go when you're at it on your own and you're not affecting anyone else, like in a household, big family, you know. It's harder for you to obtain that fast, but you got to stay focused and you got to stay dedicated. Bar none, you got to stay dedicated when you're fasting. And like I said, find out which fast you think is going to work for you before you just go Google fast, go into Chat GPT and say, hey, look, I'm such and such. I'm a African-American male, female, or Caucasian male, female, or a Latino male, female, or a mixed male, female, an Indian, whatever you are. And I'm Irish, or whatever the hell I'm African, whatever you are, Mongolese, and tell them your age, your body build, and say, hey, look, I want to fast to get in better shape. What's the best, what would be the best fast for me? And Chat GPT might know how to render that fast up to you, and they'll tell you how to fast. Say, oh, but before you just send it like that, also say, in this fast, I also want to get rid of, I don't want to have to eat any meat, any red meat, or any white meat for that matter. I don't want to have to eat anything, any meat, chicken, poultry, none of that, no fish, nothing. And I want to eat things that are healthy, that's going to give me all the nutrients that my body, a person of my age. And so you got to put all that in that paragraph before you send it up. But ChatGPT will render, I said ChatGPT, ChatGPT will render up something that will work for you, you know. Or if you're working with a herbalist or a naturopath or somebody like that, an Ayurvedic doctor, they can help get that up for you and tell you what your numbers look like. And also, you might want to put in your last blood draw, your last blood count, and the result, your last blood count results, and blood draw results. And so, like, you know, your full panel, put that in the ChatGPT too, so they'll know and see what you're lacking and where you need to increase in this food or that food, and tell them you want to do a plant-based type, you want to do a plant-based type thing. If you want to fast, you know, a plant-based fast, however you want to do it, but put it in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, and but you got to give it the fullness. You got to really give it the explanation of it in order for it to really deliver something that really works for you. I got to get on ChatGPT today. I got some things I got to do. I am so behind this stuff. My insurance studies and all, I have been really behind in you guys, and I am really not feeling good about this. But I also was in so much pain. I don't know. I think I came and told you guys about it. Between the days, Monday morning and Wednesday nights that I go live on the show, and then the weekend and all, I was bedridden. Okay, for like 4 days. I was like, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was not. It was about 8 days, 8 or 9 days. But those days, those other 4 days were not like bedridden, but I was able to get up and move through the house. But it wasn't easy. So I had muscle spasms in my back that I think came from a treatment that I did with where they put those and you can feel like electric shocks going into your skin, like and it makes you jump. And I believe that the after effects of that, when it wears completely off, I think it. Whoo, listen, every time I went to reach it, it just felt like somebody was just biting me, like almost like, you know, wasn't that thing that they scanned? I just felt like something was biting me or something, like every time I went to move. And so the best thing going for me was to lay down in my bed on my back or side, right, left side, on heat. And so I laid on heat the entire, for like 4 days straight. I mean, I got up, went to the bathroom, got my water, my lemon water and all that, but I laid on heat the entire time. I was in so much pain. It felt like a dog just, every time I move, a dog just leap and bite my back right here, which felt like it was biting my lung and the top part of my stomach all at one time. Every time I moved, it was unbearable. It was unbearable. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That was unbearable. But even going through that, and I mean, that was pain management, I guess they called it at first, when they would give me those electric shock, the electrolysis and stuff like the electro shocks for pain management. It backfires. Everything does, just like when they give you them shots in your neck, in your body, and you know, mass pain. Every 3 months or so, you got to go back and get them shots, or every 6 months, or once a year, I think it is. It don't matter. All that stuff, when it wears off, sometimes you're in worse shape than before you got it. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit, let you guys know about that. It's some stuff that's going on right now, things that have changed drastically since 2020, since the beginning of the show to 2025. Man, it's been some serious drastic changes. But God, and life goes on. Hey, ain't nothing stopped. Ain't nothing stopped. Has anything stopped? No way. Ain't nothing stopped. People are steady up in the mornings, going to school, going to work. Hey, they building. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up, Jim Shoe. They building. Hold them up, Jim Shoe. They building. They building right over here in my neighborhood. I was like, struggles, huh? So don't get it twisted, people. There is not really no struggles. It's only a struggle in your mind. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, so will come to fruition. That was part of the Napoleon. That was part of it. I ain't go all the way through with it. But whatever the man can believe, can conceive. If you conceive that hell is right here in your life, hell is in your life. If you conceive that this is heaven on earth, this is heaven on earth. Because the only heaven you're going to, ain't nobody came back and told you anything about heaven or hell. Okay, so the only heaven that you got is the heaven that you're going to have to create right here on this earth. That's it. That's all. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. I have a little cup of tea to that. This is my lemon water right now with my collagen in it. Lemon water and collagen. I do it. Oh. I got a big gulp of the cayenne pepper. It hit me right here. Woo! Woo! That cayenne pepper. So I have lemon water with cayenne pepper and collagen in my water. And sometimes I put a splash of maple syrup, pure. My maple syrup is organic, raw organic maple syrup. And I've spent a little money for my maple syrup. I don't get my maple syrup from Aldi's and stuff. I do get it from Aldi, but they got a good maple syrup. Don't get it twisted. But I get a raw organic maple syrup strictly from Vermont. I love Vermont's maple syrup. Oh, God, they got the best. And I like that as a sweetener because there's no sugars added. It's coming straight out the tree. And I like it. It sweetens things, but it doesn't overdo it. Like sometimes honey can make things a little overly sweet. Well, the maple syrup don't do that. So, but I got raw honey too. I sure do. But I like a dash of maple syrup in it sometimes. Sometimes I do. It depends. When I use the collagen, I definitely want a dash of maple syrup in it because collagen just has a funny taste, even though it's unflavored. But it's still I can taste it. I can taste it. And I don't like the way it tastes. I ain't gonna lie. But and I ain't been doing no smoothies because it's been a little cold here. And I really don't like no cold smoothie when it's cold. Like if it was hot, 60 degrees in the morning, 67 degrees in the morning when I wake up, hey, smoothie time it is with all of that in it. That's after I do my lemon water, though. I still have to do my lemon water before I do all that other stuff. That's so I do that faithfully. But back to the fasting. So when you are trying to fast and lose weight and things of that nature, people, and I know it's the holiday and it's hard as hell to try to do that right now, and you smelling hog maws and chitlins. Y'all, hey, it don't act like y'all, hey, they don't still sell them in the stores that they wasn't being eaten, okay? Stop playing. Y'all smelling them hog. I know I done ate my share of chitlins and some fried hog maws, baby, bye. Listen, yes, I sure did. But once again, the chitlins and the hog maws of yesteryear ain't the chitlins and the hog maws of this year. I'm just saying. Shit has changed with the animals too, okay? And the land that they feed off of. Don't get it twisted. Chemtrails, that stuff is dropping down. Okay, don't think that is too high and it dissipates before it hit ground. No. You don't know what it is. So you don't know what can be to the naked eye, to the eye, the naked eye. Unseen. You don't know what could be coming from them chemtrails hitting your ground where stuff is soil, where stuff is growing. They've already said our soil is bad. They've stopped taking care of the soil, the land. That's what God put us out here for. We've always been purveyors and caretakers of the land. We are. And Latinos have it's Mexicans especially, they've always been purveyors and caretakers of the land. All cultures have nationalities have. Let me tell you why. Because the land is what renders up our food. Hello. Okay. I ain't for no 3D potato and all that kind of crap. But the land is what renders up our food. The land is what grows, not just grows our food that nourishes our bodies, but the land is also what renders up the trees, which promotes oxygen in the air. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand this let's destroy everything mentality. It blows me. But you got people, they're so rich, they don't care. Let's build this, let's build that. Don't tear the tree down. Let's just build these buildings and all this gas and stuff that goes out into they don't care. They don't care. And then they go to their little mansions and their little fields and their farms and they grow their own stuff on their farms, but to hell with everybody else. So you got to start doing some things yourself, even if you have to go buy pots and start growing stuff in your house, one pot per little thing, and put it in the window where the sun hits it all the time. Now, don't forget, some plants don't need sun all the time. Some plants like shade, and herbs are one of them. If you're growing herbs, they don't need sun all the time. Sometimes you can burn herbs by keeping them in the sun. So yeah, and but this fasting thing is hard if you've never done it. Like I said, put in Google Chat GPT or Gemini or whatever it is you use. Because Gemini is the one for Apple. Chat GPT is basically a Google thing, but yeah, put it in either one. It don't matter. I use both of them, and see what it renders up for you. If you're thinking about trying to fast in a way that you want to lose weight, or that way you're not doing it unhealthily, and because sometimes you can lose weight in an unhealthy way. And people are like, I lost 40 pounds in 2 weeks. That's scary. 40 pounds in 2 weeks. I lost 40 pounds in a month. That's scary too. It is, but I've seen it happen. People have lost it, and it was drastic weight loss, and they weren't feeling well long afterwards. They first were feeling okay, and then all of a sudden they started having this energy drain, and because the loss of weight, they lost weight in ways they didn't. They had nothing for their bodies to feed off of, the fat to feed off of. There's nothing the body could feed off, no fat. So to give them that energy that they needed, and so and then they weren't eating in the way that they should eat to replenish their body after the detox or whatever it is they were trying to do. They didn't give their bodies the nourishment that it needed after the fasting and stuff like that. So just be careful. I'll say that. And if you've never done it, it's not easy. And get with an accountability person, somebody that's truly going to hold you accountable and keep you on your P's and Q's if that's what you need. So I got an accountability person. I sure do. I got an accountability person for my writing and everything. I had to get one. And she called me the other day, and I said, so I just want you to know, this week I'm doing all this cooking. I got cakes that people have ordered that I bake for people, them pound cakes. I got cakes. I'm doing the caramel. I'm doing a new thing for one of the ladies. She asked me about caramel icing on the cake, on the pound cake. I told her, okay, I can do it. I just wasn't doing it. It's a lot of work doing that caramel icing. It's a lot of damn work. And I do everything from scratch. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't do no box, no jar, no canister, nothing. With my doing, I bake raw from scratch. And I don't use white eggs a lot. I don't. I'd use brown eggs, but when I'm baking for large people, lot of people, I have to resort to the white eggs because the brown eggs are extremely expensive. And if I incurred that price in the price that I charged them for those cakes, they would like it. But my cakes are hella cheaper than some of these cake places around here. Because of one of these businesses that opened up South Side, and it's a black owned, and I like seeing that. But their prices are very high for a pound cake. I want to say it's $90 or $100 for a pound cake. I'm like, well, but you know what I'm saying. So, no, my pound cakes are $50. Those are the glazed. $50. That's the lemon glaze or lime glaze. It's $60 for the caramel. That caramel cost. I should have said $70 for that caramel because that caramel is very expensive to make. It's expensive because it costs because you're using milk. But you know, you're using raw stuff. But I'm making it, and so I got a lot of cooking to do. So I had told my accountability partner, don't, I said, now, I ain't telling you not to call. You can call and we can talk. We can always talk. I love talking to her because she's very intelligent, very bright, and knows a lot. She really does. And I love how we bounce off of each other with ideas. I love that. And so I'm glad to have her as an accountability partner. And I really look forward to it because after the holiday, like this week and another week, the first weekend of December, the first 7 days, 8 days of December, I'm gonna be really busy. And so after that, after the 8th, then that's when things are gonna calm down for me. And I'm gonna get buckled down and get everything in order because I'm not going into the new year doing the stuff that I was doing this year to complete. That's for sure. And so, yeah. So that's what's that. I just had people ask me, did I have my turkey already? Let me chime her back and let her know. Oh, hold on here. Let me do this. I could use only one case of water. I have one already. That's it. So I just wanted to let her know she hasn't done have my turkey. I said I got everything last month. I bought everything. I was just buying stuff, everything. We know when stuff was going on sale, I would just buy it. Stuff going on sale, I'll just buy it. So yeah. So now, as you guys know, today, Wednesday, I'm supposed to have the governor candidate, the governor run election. The gubernatorial candidate is supposed to be on this Wednesday night. So make sure you guys are watching this Wednesday night. I've been talking with her back and forth over these last 4 days, and I've talked to her a couple of times, 3-4 times actually already. So she should be ready Wednesday night. If she ain't ready Wednesday night, we ain't gonna keep carrying this thing on. I gotta keep it moving. I don't like going back and forth, back and forth. I don't like doing that at all. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about what grandmas were. I had a grandma. I hope you guys had a grandma and had time to spend with her. My daughter has not really had a grandma. Her grandma got very ill. She had her when she was very little, but that's not a lot to remember. But she's not had a grandma, and a lot of stuff has taken place with my daughter and I and our relationship, and the fact that she does not have a grandma in her life, for me or my dad or her daddy, and her dad's mother is alive, but she's not responding in a way that she wants to be um, um, put out as, I'm out here, receiving. Let me put it that way. She's not in a place where she wants to receive her as her granddaughter, or externally be the grandmother. So, and I've gone and talked with her twice, actually. So I had to leave that alone. You know, the thing is, my heart aches for my daughter because she's not had those experiences, and I've had those experiences, and it's nothing like it. And I'm grateful that I've had the people in my life who were in my life, my I want to say mentors, even though it wasn't like we got together and it was a mentoring thing. But it was a mentor. It was the village of people who were those who helped to raise me and give me the life experiences that I had, the learnings that I've learned to carry on in life with. And so, I can only pass off what I had, and I hope and pray that my daughter has received it and will use it and keep it. Sometimes we stray away from the learning and the lesson that we've given, because of it can be pressure, peer pressure, whatever. But we stray away sometimes from the lesson, the raising that we were under, um but we should hopefully never forget and prayerfully return back to the raising, you know so especially if it was on a good note, what I'm saying, good guidance. And so grandmas, let me tell y'all something. In my day, we called them big mamas. Okay, big mama. That was the matriarch of the family. That was your parents' grandmother, either your mother or your father's grandmother. I mean, that was your parents' mother, either your mother or your father's mother. So big mama was the big mama, the head, boom, boom, the one who started this whole family thing. You know what I'm saying? And I had mine. She was 93 when God called her home. So I had her all the way up until I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I love Big Mama. And she called for me to come to the hospital. Well, she was on her deathbed and she wasn't sick, but she knew it was time that it was time for her to go home to God, because that's how godly. She was very connected. And she knew it was time for her to go home. And she called for me and another cousin of mine. I don't know if that cousin ever made it to the hospital, but I did. And we had some conversation, you know what I'm saying? Um, and she told me some things that stuck with me. And she told me that I had to take the horn. And I was in my 20s and early 20s. And for the love of money, I didn't understand what she meant when she said take the horn. And I said, "Huh? What you say, Big Mama?" And she said, "You're taking the horn." She said, "Lean your head down." I put my head down. While she was in the hospital bed, I put my head on her chest. And I had to roll. She wanted to look in my ears. And she looked in my ears and saw these holes that I was born with. You can literally put an earring in them. I never knew. But I did it one day. I literally stuck an earring down in the hole. I was and it's up in my ear. And she said, "Okay." And she said, "Turn your head the other way." I turned my head the other way, and she looked in my ear. She looked in both ears, and she said, "Yep. You're the one that carried the horn." She said, "You're the one to carry the horn." And that's all I ever remember her saying. And so I said, "Big Mama, I don't understand what you mean. What you mean, Big Mama, I'm carrying the horn?" She said, "You got to carry the horn. When all's down, she said, when all's down," that's what she said. And she was country woman, Mississippi woman. She said, "When all's down," and she didn't have an education. She was a child of a slave. My my big mama was a child of a slave. My big mama was born in 1895. And her mama was born mid 1800s. So her mama was a slave. Okay. And she's let me know that her mama was a slave. And I don't know if she knew her daddy. But she told me I was taking horn. I didn't know what that meant, and the horn meant when everything, like my aunt, I have 3 surviving aunts. She has 3 children still living. My big mama. I have 3 aunts still living. Out of the 11, men and women together, total about 5 men, 6 women. I have 3 aunts still living, and they're all in their 90s. One is 95, one is 97, getting ready to turn 98 in December, and another one is 91 or 92, I think. I don't even see that one. She's in Detroit, but she okay, obviously. Ain't nobody saying nothing else about her. I talked to her son, my cousin, from time to time, and he says she okay. But she's never been one that got her, it's very estranged. But that's okay. That's her. That's her. That's what she wants to stay by herself. She don't want to be bothering people. That's understandable. Sometimes I'm like that. Especially depends on what the people is. So trust me, I ain't mad at her. Okay, I love my aunt though. I love my aunt Bernice. I really do. But she don't know anything about us no more. I mean, last time she really was around me to know who I was young, very young, like a teenager. Young. I haven't been around her and spent time and sat and talked or nothing with her since then. But that's okay. She's in her world and I'm in mine. And that's how life really is. But these big mamas, these grandmamas what were they? What grandmamas were? Grandmamas were big mamas or grandmamas, whichever, granny, whatever you, mama, or whatever you, ma dear, whatever you call them, the elder mother of the family, woman of the family. They were soldiers. Do you know, especially in Black people, I want to send this message out. We have been very disrespectful of some of these elders. Very disrespectful. We've taken our lives and shoved shit in their faces. I'm just going to keep it real. And even me, I'm guilty of it too. I went and did my dum-dum. I did my dum-dum for a while. Okay. So, I'm guilty of it too. And so I'm not talking about nobody. I'm included. Okay. I'm saying we, not you. We. There's been a lot of us. If the shoe fit, damn it, put the shoe on and wear it. You know it. Admit it. Release so that you can release yourself from that. But we've done them wrong. We really have. These grandmamas and grandpapas, but the grandmamas especially, which tried to keep the family together and and raise us up in the right way. With what's going on now, if any of them were alive, I'm hoping and praying they're not turning in their grave. But if they were alive, I could see them now. Come here, baby. Come here. Bah! You know better than to do that. Sit down. And after they pop you, they gonna sit you down and give you some love and tell you why they popped you. I had to pop you. You just have gotten totally out of control. What's going on with you, baby? Talk to me. Let's see if we can get this thing fixed for you. That was Big Mama. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna pop. They gonna pop you though. Or grab you, grab your little hands. Come on, sit on down, by Big Mama. Come on, sit on down, baby. And they look at you. Come on, sit on down. They grab you with strength. Come on, sit on down. Sit down right here. Yeah, but they gonna give you love. They were soldiers. They were front of the line soldiers, warriors. They were the war, and they were in war, and they were the war. They were in war, and they won the war. Because them big mamas withstood the test of time through all what they had to go through. Now think about it. Back in the 40s and the 50s, and they coming around, all that civil unrest in this country, racism still very vivid and valid and rampant. But back then, right now, it's still ignorant. They letting people get away with stuff. But back then, You could a young kid could come up and kick the old black lady in the leg and hit her with rocks and everything, and she'd go to jail if she turned around and said anything. She had to keep walking like ain't nothing happening. So they went through a lot of hell and high water to manage, and we're not really going through that this time of life, but we got to come up out the ignorance because our grandmamas brought us through. They paved the way. And people today, with all this racism and stuff going on, maybe some of y'all grandmamas might say, you doing good, keep up the good work, you carrying the bloodline. If they were racist, and I'm talking for the white people, because black people can't be racist. We don't own nothing. We don't manage nothing. So these grandmamas, I want y'all to know, think about the hardships that some of these grandparents had. Think about the hardships that some of these grandparents had to go through. It wasn't easy. And they were trying to make a way for all of us. And we just got to do better as people. As a group of people, African American, blacks, or whatever you want to call us, we definitely need to do better. As a nation of black people, American black people, we definitely need to do better by each other, really. The camaraderie and all that, the love is gone. It's been lost a long time ago. It's gotten worse, though, because the disrespect these kids and how they come up to these parents. You don't expect, you shouldn't be doing that to your own people. You shouldn't be doing it to nobody's, but definitely to your own people. They've caught enough hell to get us to this point. Why are you helping the oppressors oppress and suppress your own people? By going and jumping on, you got these young boys and girls out here, they cursing out these old people, running up, and just like that woman that got beat down pregnant. I didn't even know that woman was pregnant, but I kept looking. I said, damn, is she pregnant? And she just got a full belly, because it didn't look like a separate, you know what I'm saying? But I saw them beating on that woman that I had posted, and it's been on TV. And she's gotten help from her village of people. Her community has helped her tremendously. She's moved. They've moved her, gotten her kids transferred to another school and everything. And the parents of the kids that were doing that want to come forth and say, this is not how she was raised, and and she was being misled. No, your kid did some stuff that was so strong that this wasn't their first rodeo. They were too bold, too strong. They've been cursing grown-ups out for quite a minute. Probably cursing their own parents out. And then they get on TV because they felt bad. It was an embarrassing moment. And it should have been. They should have had their asses on their way home so they can do their homework, instead of sitting up here jumping on a grown woman and her child. And a pregnant grown woman on top of that. And the woman tried to walk away and get away from them. They followed her. That's antagonizing. So, we ain't talking about them little rugrats right now. We talking about these grandmamas. See, them kids got young grandmamas who lived in this type of era. I lived in an era where there was much respect. You ain't gonna walk down the street and curse out nobody's mother or grandmother or no adult. That you ain't finna do it. You gonna get a pumpkin head. Somebody's gonna whip your butt. So I say that to say our grandmothers, they were warriors. They were such warriors. They've gone through so much to get us to where we are today. And we really need to start doing a whole hell of a lot better than what we're portraying and displaying. I really project it. It's just unbelievable how what's been going on on this planet among Black people on this planet, especially in this country. And these young people, especially in this city, Chicago. Give me a break. Kids, what's up? Where y'all get off at? What's going on with no respect for your elders or adults? What's up? And you know the roads we've had to walk to get to where we are? Yeah, you're going to end up coming across that road. If anything, instead of trying to whoop on somebody, you need to be trying to sit down and ask these elders, what they did to get to where they are, because times are changing and times ain't gonna be as easy for you right now. It's easier for you now than it was for us way back then, or for them way back then. But it ain't gonna, as you, if you're looking at what's going on now, brace yourself. You need to be preparing yourself. You just never know. It's better to have and to know than to not have and to know and to not know when in need. So that's that's the message of today. What grandmothers were and what we need to be doing. What should we be doing? Loving up on our grandparents, sitting up under them, asking them, give them 20 minutes, 10 to 15, 20 minutes to give you some information about their lives. Ask them, Grandma, what was it like for you growing up? Ask them sometime. Was you in a gang? Was you cussed out? Ask them. They know gonna keep it real with you. Ask them. So, big mamas are a blessing. Grandmas, nanas, nana, whatever you want to call them, they're a blessing. Especially if you were able to have a nana who was born past 1960, beyond the 1960s. Yakandamir. Hi. So anyway, hey, Antonio, all you guys, hey, what's going on? Anyway, thank you for joining me today, you guys. I wanted to talk about that. Go back, if you missed the beginning of the show, go back and watch it, because it will post in a few minutes after the show ends. It'll take about 5-10 minutes to post, but it will post. Go back and watch the beginning of it, because the beginning of it was about fasting and getting our health and our minds right, because when your health is right, your mind is right. Don't say, I got to get myself together first. Let me get my mind right. Your mind ain't going to get right until your health gets right. When your health gets right, your mind, when you start taking care of your body, your mind gonna follow suit. They say, no, the body follows the mind. No, the mind will follow the body, because you've got to feed your body and you're feeding your mind at the same time. So all of that's going to come together in one full circle. So, go back and watch the show. But big mamas, grandmamas, respect them, sit up under them, find out what they did to get where they are. It has not been easy. Good luck with your hunger challenge. Listen, there's so many fasts out there. Yakandamir. There's so many fasts. Yakandamir. That's what I'm gonna call you. Yakandamir. There's so many fasts out there, honey. Listen, if they talk about you, don't worry about people. That's another thing. Just ignore people. God bless them and keep it moving. If you fast, keep doing your fast. If you're in good shape and healthy, keep doing what you do. Because I do. I do. I fast. Hey, and I do my lemon water, lemon water, cayenne pepper every morning. Some mornings I miss one day, and then I get back on it the next day. Because sometimes I just let it go for a minute, just so my body can reset on its own, and then I get back on it again. So that's what I do. Hey, don't. How should you respond? Just say, hey, I'm doing me. Hey, well, if you allow them to get under your skin, that's you. That's what I'm gonna say. But I ain't even let you, them, or nobody else get up under my skin. God bless you. Have a good day. Bam. See you later. Bye. And in your eye. So if you let them get up under your skin, then that's on you. I ain't finna let it get up under my skin. God bless you. Have a good day. Yep. And I mean what I say. Have a great day. I really want to see you have a better day than what you're having right now. So, and in that, everybody, don't forget, love on your grandmothers. This is Thanksgiving. Be thankful for what the Lord has brought you from. Be thankful for the life. Be thankful for a roof over your head. Be thankful for lights. Be thankful for electric and digital connectivity. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful. Let me tell you something. There are people that have none of this and they're grateful. They have none of this. They don't even know about cell phones and all this kind. They are living way out in the ways of the waterways and mountains and all. Some people are living third world for real. Be thankful. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. Can't guess and be welcome. Well, she might be a loner. She might be somebody, an introvert. Your sister might be an introvert. You know, you really can't change people. Yeah, Condemir. You really can't change people. You just have to live your life. But you can't. Also, what shouldn't be is you trying to impose. You're just gonna say, unless your sister's living in your house and your sister's not is not making any contributions to the living, then you bring people in for your own purpose as your house, but not in a way where it's like in your face. You know what I'm saying? You know, still have some type of diplomacy, respect, and try to understand, you know, or give them an opportunity to explain how they're feeling and why. Ask why do you feel like that you never want to have guests? You know, ask. All you can do is ask. And in the meantime, in between time, bam, everybody, let's blow out. Take one deep breath in and hold it for a count of 3. Inhale. Exhale. Every time I do it, make me yawn. To God be the glory. Lord, thank you for another brand new day. Hallelujah. Thank you for waking us up in our right minds in good health and good strength. Lord, thank you for the blessings of life, breath that we breathe right now. Thank you that we don't even have to figure out the coordination or how we need to breathe. We just inhale and exhale. That is just a given gift. We're gifted a blessing to have. Hallelujah. To be alive, to breathe, to be aware, to see, to be aware, to hear, to be aware, to touch and feel, to be aware, to be mobile, to have limbs that move, to have the limbs and all the body parts. And if not, being able to make shift. Lord, we're grateful for the minds that have been placed out on this planet to grow and to build the things that we're using to this day. We're grateful for all of those Black people and Indians and which were Black people. And we're just all everywhere, and then the white ones as well, and the Latino ones as well, that have made contributions to the things that we all are using to this day for living. And we're grateful for life. We're grateful for health. We're grateful for provision. Hallelujah. We're grateful for all these things and everything. And we're grateful for the people that have joined us today. And we're grateful for the platforms and the minds that you built to build these platforms, Lord. We thank you ever, forevermore. We thank you for the family members that brought us to this point, because we wouldn't be here without those generations of other family members and that bloodline to carry forth. And we hope and pray that we're honoring the bloodline in the way it should be honored. Lord, we thank you. We give you all the honor, the glory, and the praise. And we come together under one Son, and we all say, what? Amen. 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 To God be the glory. Y'all better give God some praise. Give God some praise. To lay it straight, how can you educate them about religion? I'm going to step out of that and ask you to go to your whoever you are studying under religiously. I think you need to go to them and ask them that. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And so I don't know how to tell you or direct you in that. And I don't think it's my place to. And so I say that with respect to you. And I hope that you find and be careful of the information you accept from other people. But I hope that your clergy or whoever it is at your place of worship, whatever you believe in, can assist you with that. You know, they're good at what they do, and God has appointed these people. Hopefully, you know, a lot of people use God. You know what I mean? The KKK uses God. You know, God ain't appointed them to do all that craziness. God is not a God of chaos and craziness. But anyway, so yeah, so I hope God, I hope you go to whoever it is that you study with and worship with, and maybe they can help you with that. That's a slippery slope. But in God's name, I want to give glory and praise to my Savior, my leader, my guider, my provider, my healer, my deliverer. Yes, my all in all. And I want y'all to go today and make somebody's day. Make your day. Make it special. To God be the glory. Everybody, go in peace today. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If you don't join me on Wednesday night for the interview, then happy Thanksgiving for you to you guys. Enjoy your gatherings or whatever you're going to be doing, or your rest, whatever you're going to be. Some people aren't going to be able to rest. Some people got to work, you know, so just enjoy your day each and every day, not just a special day. Enjoy it, not just a designated day. Enjoy your day. Every day is a holiday that we breathe and we move and we see and we're able to flow. So go with the flow. And I'll see y'all Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on What? In My Element with who? Bam! In My Element with who? Hey, Blase Skippy. I see you there. Peace out on everybody. Love you guys. See you Wednesday night. Have a great day.